So about 10 years ago, I was offering men something they could not get anywhere else. A practice first date with a written report afterward. Candid, unfiltered feedback they would never get in the real world. And I actually stopped at 10 dates because I kept seeing the very same patterns, the same accidental mistakes killing attraction in the first 30 seconds. And none of these guys had any idea what was happening. So today I'm going to share what I told them. Welcome back to Just the Tip. So maybe that's you right now. You're getting some dates. Maybe conversation is fine. She seems to like you, but then nothing happens. There's no spark. There's no second date. Maybe you get friend zoned again and again. You think you're saying everything right, and it's still not working. Why? Because chemistry happens below the level of words. It starts with 5 masculine moves that prime her for attraction, especially on a first date. Number 1, assume she likes you. This one mindset shift changes your entire vibe. She said yes to the date. That means she already likes you enough to give you a shot. So stop worrying about it or trying to convince her. Just show up as your better self. Now, when you assume she doesn't like you yet, you're not your real self. You are in your head acting out a part. You hide your quirks and you say what you think she wants to hear instead of what you actually think. You turn yourself into someone who is generic, the dateable guy version of yourself. Ironically, that is exactly what kills attraction for your right woman. When you assume she already likes you, you can relax. You lean into your quirky self. You share the weird things you're actually into because you are not auditioning to be generic Jed. You are actually being the real, true you and waiting to see if there's a match. So here's what I noticed in the dates I went on. The first things I liked best about the guys were always the unusual things. I dated a guy with absolutely no filter who would talk to random strangers anywhere and everywhere. On paper, it might sound intrusive, but he always made them laugh or smile at least, and people left those interactions feeling better than before. I could tell. I loved that about him. I dated another guy who would tear up at the slightest signs of compassion in other people. He was a masculine guy, but he had a tender heart, and I loved that trait about him. Women want to meet an actual real person, not a bad actor playing a part you think they want. But if you never show that side, you will never find out. Key point, she said yes, so now give her the chance to say yes to the real you. Hint, share one weird thing about yourself on every first date. The thing you usually hide because you think it's too odd or will be judged. However, if this is something you should be getting a lawyer for, you might want to save it. Okay, so what's something quirky about you that you won't change for nobody? Drop a comment. All right, so showing up as your real self is only half of it. Number 2 is about the energy you bring, and she is measuring it before you finish your first sentence. Number 2, lighten up and laugh. You're there to have fun, not conduct a serious interview about your future together. Intensity has its place, but on a first date, it's about enjoying the moment and forgetting the world and all its stresses. There are lots of stresses. Too many men and women show up treating the first date like a high-stakes job interview. They're serious and focused and trying so hard to make a good impression that they forget to actually enjoy themselves. And if you're not having fun, she's not having fun. Women mirror your feelings. So laugh, make jokes, tease her playfully. Don't get so serious about yourself. Gauge her response. Don't push if it doesn't work. Women subconsciously clock. Is this guy fun to be with? Does he make me laugh? Can he laugh at himself? Or is he going to be so intense and heavy all the time? When you lighten up, you feel better. The date stops feeling like pressure and starts feeling like what it should be. 2 curious people seeing if they click. No big deal. Key point. If you're not enjoying yourself, she won't enjoy you either. Hint, make it your goal to laugh at least twice on every first date. No fake laughs, just the real ones. You want to leave her wanting more, not wanting a nap. All right, so fess up, fellas. Do you struggle with being too serious on dates? Comment. Okay, now, here is the one most men don't even realize they're getting wrong. And she does clock it within the first few seconds of sitting down. Number 3, hold eye contact like a man who respects himself. Okay, Most guys either avoid eye contact completely or overdo it. They look away constantly, glance down when she's talking, let their eyes dart around the room, or they stare unblinkingly trying to create attraction and end up looking like a Shreddies or Special K killer. When you can't hold eye contact, it feels like you're uncomfortable with yourself. You're in your head, anxious about what she's thinking or what you should say next. And when you stare too intensely, it feels creepy, like you are performing or trying to force attraction, maybe through sheer willpower. So wise men hold natural eye contact because they are comfortable in their own skin. They look at her when she's talking. They hold her eyes a beat longer than feels comfortable. They're not afraid of the slight tension that creates. If you're neurodivergent, try looking at the bridge of her nose. And remember, eye contact creates intimacy faster than words. Neurotypical women can tell within 30 seconds whether you are comfortable with yourself based on eye contact alone. If you are severely non-neurotypical and cannot make eye contact, you're probably going to want to find a woman who is also neurotypical and feels comfortable without it. Otherwise, look at her when she's talking. Hold her eyes when you are making a point. Don't look away the second it feels intense. Instead, stay present for a beat longer. Then naturally look away and then look back. Key point. The tension you feel when you hold her gaze shows confidence and is part of what sparks attraction. Hint, when she's telling a story, hold her eyes while she's talking. When you are making a point, look directly at her and hold for an extra beat. Whew. This next masculine move is terrifying to men who were raised in modern society. Number 4, touch with intention and calibration. Okay, so here's the one where guys either resist completely or completely overdo it. Many men keep physical distance the entire date like business associates, or at most shake hands when first greeting. Others touch too much too soon and never gauge her response. Both kill chemistry. No touch means no physical tension. You end up in the friend zone. Too much touch too fast or ignoring her signs of discomfort with touch activates her fight or flight system and she shuts down. Smart men touch with intention and calibration. A light touch on the arm when making a point. Hand on the lower part of her back when guiding her through a door. If she doesn't pull away, that's good. Sitting close enough that your knees or thighs might touch. Okay. At the same time, you are reading her response and adjusting. Women need a physical escalation to feel romantic interest, even those who say they are not touchy-feely. Without touch, the interaction stays platonic, no matter how good the conversation is. Start small and early. When you greet her, go for a brief hug. She agreed to meet you. That shows interest, and it's the perfect time to gauge what kind of a toucher she is or isn't. If you absolutely can't hug her or she pulls back, do not shake her hand. That signals business associate. But if she's cool with the hug, then when walking together through a crowd, gently guide her with a hand on her back. Or if it's very claustrophobically people-y, it's okay to take her hand in yours and lead the way. Read her response. If she leans in, touches you back, or maintains contact, that's a green light. If she pulls back, creates distance, or seems uncomfortable, give her space. Touch creates a physical tension that conversations alone cannot generate. Now remember the wingman motto, always leave them wanting more, but give them enough to want more. Key point, touch with intention early, but calibrate based on her response. Hint, practice appropriate physical contact with new people, not people who already know you and will think it's weird to see that change. Now, if you have found value in this video, please like it and consider subscribing. And thank you if you already have. Number 5. This one's sneaky because it's invisible. She can't tell you why it's working. She just knows something feels a little different, and it's good. Number 5, use your voice to create tension and comfort. So most guys underestimate how they sound. They speak too fast because they're nervous, or too quiet because they lack confidence. In a monotone, that puts her to sleep. Or in a fake voice that feels somehow off. I can always tell when someone's on a first date without hearing any of the words just by listening to the tone of their voice. And I've only been wrong once about it when I've asked. Sometimes their voice cracks or gets high-pitched or is rushed or feels Inauthentic. You sound anxious. Rushed speech signals insecurity. Speaking too quietly says you don't believe in what you're saying or that it matters. And monotone communication shows disinterest. A fake voice signals insecure and reaching for lines. She mirrors your feelings, and all of that kills attraction and chemistry before the words actually even register. So smart men use their voice intentionally. They speak at a measured pace. They vary their tone. They're playful when teasing and warm when genuine, deeper and slower when creating intimacy. They're comfortable with pauses, and they're not in their head trying to figure out what to say next or what the next smart thing is. Tone communicates more than words. Women are incredibly attuned to vocal cues. A warm, measured voice creates safety and attraction. A rushed, anxious voice creates discomfort. Remember, women mirror your feelings. So men have transformed their dating lives simply by slowing down. Here's a quick trick to find your natural register before you even get there. Say, right now, say it. I want to hear it. Practice that until it's natural. That will be your real voice. Then you want to create intimacy. Share something personal, give a genuine compliment, or have a real moment. You'll want to slow your breathing, slow your pace, and drop your voice to a warmer, deeper tone to create emotional and physical tension in the best way. Allow pauses between thoughts. Silence isn't awkward unless you make it awkward. Key point. How you say something matters more than what you say. Anxious, rushed speech makes you less effective everywhere. Speaking with intention makes you more confident in every area of your life. Hint, speak at about 90% of your normal pace with everyone. When sharing something personal, lower your voice and slow down even more. Get comfortable with pauses. Count to 2 before responding instead of rushing to fill every silence. That pause makes your words more powerful. Which of these 5 moves is most difficult for you? Take just one and practice it. These are not tricks to fake attraction. They are fundamentals of showing up as a grounded man, comfortable in his own skin. When you master these, you feel better about yourself in every situation. And yes, women can tell immediately as well. A man who is comfortable with himself versus anxious or performing. Comfort is magnetic. When you're comfortable, she is too. So if you want deeper support, scan the code and check out the Wingman Inner Circle. And if you tend to be the great guy who always ends up in the friend zone, my friend, you might want to watch the video coming up next. Thanks so much for being here. God bless.